So in today's video, I have this exciting recipe that I would love to share with you of making whole grain, healthier version of French bread. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome to Nature to Tea, or welcome back. A few months ago, I made this delicious French bread using just white flour. But in today's video, I am going to show you how to make whole grain French bread that's better for you, especially if you're trying to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. I'm going to be using white flour as well as other nutritious whole grains. And let's introduce the ingredients. I'm using unbleached, all-purpose organic flour. Make sure whatever flour you're using is unbleached and try to get organic if possible. I'm going to be using quinoa, flax seeds, as well as chia seeds. Also, this amazing grain called farrow. I'm going to be talking more in details about the benefits of these grains that I'm going to be using, and of course the wonderful coconut oil, as well as salt, active yeast, and there are my measuring cups. Since it's bread making and there's going to be a lot of kneading, I'm using this strong wooden bowl. This recipe calls for about 3 to 3.5 cups of flour, so I'm starting off with 2 cups of white flour. And I'm going to use 1 cup of farrow. I'm going to put in my blender to turn it into flour. And farrow is one of those ancient grains. It kind of have the taste of barley, kind of nutty taste. It is a great source of fiber, protein, and magnesium. And when it's done processing into flour, it is still 1 cup. I was just curious to know, and I put in the cup and it sure was. So next I'm adding chia seeds. Chia seeds is a great source of antioxidant, minerals, fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, heart health benefit, and it promotes weight loss. And flax seeds is a good source of antioxidant, amino-3 fatty acids, high in fiber, and also has heart health benefits. By the way, there was a 1/4 cup of chia seeds and 2 tablespoons of flax seeds, and then I added 1 tablespoon of pink Himalayan salt. Now I'm just gonna mix this in and make sure everything is well incorporated. Here I'm prepping the yeast. I'm using a packet which equates to a little over 2 teaspoons. And I'm going to add a little bit of sugar as well as warm water to get it activated. And this should activate within like a few minutes. And now it's time to work out, literally. Okay, so we are getting ready to start mixing this flour and start kneading. I'm going to be using about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of water, and I'm using this 1/2 cup of measuring cup because I used the other one for something else, for the what do you call it, the yeast. So I'm just pouring in little by little. By the way, this is warm water, just warm to the touch. Okay, so I don't know how, but I completely forgot about using the yeast at this time. It's best to use it while there is still flour, and I forgot. So I'm just continuing to mixing the flour with the water, and it's not too late, so I'm gonna come in with the yeast in a few. It seems like a lot of work kneading this, but the longer you can knead it, I will say at least no less than 6 minutes, but the longer you need it, the softer it gets, and also there's more moisture in the bread when it's done baking. And here comes the yeast. I'm gonna pour it in and continue to knead and mix it. As you can see, I will need a little more flour because I wasn't considering adding this earlier when I was supposed to. So I'm going ahead and add about half a cup of flour. So before I even started, I had prepared this quinoa, but this is the time to show it. So I'm using half a cup of quinoa, and I'm gonna put it in this little strainer and rinse it really well with warm water. And it's best to cook your quinoa ahead of time before you start prepping or making the dough. For one, the dough should not rest too long, and also the quinoa needs to cool off before you add it in the ingredients. Let's talk about quinoa for a second. Quinoa is also an ancient grain. It is a great source of protein, fiber, amino fatty acid, and great antioxidants. So I am just gonna boil this quinoa, not too, you don't want to overcook it, just enough so that it softens because it's gonna get baked anyway. So when it's done, I cooked it for about 6 minutes, and this is what it looks like. Quinoa doubles in size when you cook it, but I like to cook extra because I love to use quinoa with other recipes. But I'm using about half a cup. I mix this in and continue to knead it for a few more minutes, and if need be, also this is the time to add a little bit more water because the dough should be kind of soft, not too stretchy and not too rubbery. So I'm just mixing it in just to get a feel of it first, and if need be, this is the time to add a little bit more water. Also, this is the time to add my coconut oil to make sure that it stays moist and soft. And I'm adding in about a tablespoon of coconut oil. You can melt your coconut oil if you wish, but mine was in room temperature and it's pretty soft, so it's gonna get a little messy, but I'm gonna continue to massage it in, make sure everything is incorporated. You may also use olive oil if that's what you prefer. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little more warm water to get it more soft, just because it has chia seeds and flax seeds, which both expand and gelatinize with water, so you want to keep it moist by adding a little bit more water until the dough is soft. Also, I'm going to be slapping, bouncing, kicking it, whatever, just because I am not using a roller pin because of the grains in it. So like the more I knead and pound it, the better. That's like a way of getting it fluffier. Then I cover this up and let it rest for about 45 minutes. Here I'm gonna go ahead and shape the dough into a loaf looking shape, and you can feel free to divide this in half if you want to make smaller loaves, but I want bigger one just because I like to use this when I make sandwiches and spreads. And now it's time to put this baby to rest again for 30 minutes. And once again, you can use cheesecloth or any kitchen towel, something that's clean, and just cover it up and let it rest. It is time to put a little bit of design on this, but before that, I preheated my oven to 375, and I'm just slicing this, and I'm gonna coat it with egg, and this is just to give it that look of French bread, loaf, whatever you want to call it. And also the egg give it that little glossy, shiny look. So here it is. And I'm going to just beat an egg and coat this bread before I put in the oven. I've also placed a Pyrex bowl with water in the oven to steam up the oven. It helps this bread stay moist while it's baking. And before I put this on this baking pan, even though it's non-stick, I still like to add coconut oil just to give it that coconut oil taste, and also keep it moist. And don't ask me why I'm using a spoon, because I don't know. But anyway, I just put it an estimated space that the bread's gonna fit, and then I'm gonna put the bread on this pan and then put it in the oven. We're gonna bake this for about 30 minutes, and voila, there it is. I definitely prefer this bread, not only for the taste, but also the fact that it's very satiating, keeps you full for a long time because it's very high in fiber, has good fats, and it is healthy. Unlike the store-bought bread, there is no preservative in this, and also no high fructose corn syrup or any of the other stuff that you don't want in your body. I hope you try this recipe. Let me know in the comment below. If you enjoyed this video or learned anything from it, please do give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe and press the post notification button so you don't miss any of my future videos. You can follow me on my other social media platform on TikTok and Instagram at Nature to Tea. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day, night, evening, wherever you are, and I'll catch you on my next video.